my channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a fall makeup tutorial. I'm going to be showing you how I got this look right here, which is the exact look that I wore in my fall beauty favorites video. A lot of you were requesting to see how I got that look, so that is what I'm going to be showing you today. This look is the exact same. The only thing that is slightly different is I added some winged liner, but other than that, it is the exact same look I was wearing in that video. So if you want to see how I got it, just keep on watching. Alright, so the very first thing I'm going to be doing is applying some foundation. This is the Too Faced Born This Way. I wear the color Natural Beige, and I am going to be applying it with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. What I like to do is just take one, not even one pump, of this foundation on the back of my hand. That's all I really need. And then I will just dab it on my face and then just start to buff it out. Moving on, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I'm just going to put this underneath of my eyes, down my nose, a little bit onto my forehead, Cupid's bow, and a little bit on my chin. And this is just going to highlight certain areas of my face and then also cover up any darkness or any redness that I don't want. I actually forgot. I always put a little tiny bit on my eyelids as well, just to cover up veininess, redness, whatever. And then I'm just going to use my fingers to blend this out. Normally I would use a beauty blender to do this, but my beauty blender got moldy. I hate when that happens. I do clean it, but I don't know, sometimes it just sneaks up on you how dirty it is, and then all of a sudden it gets moldy. So obviously I can't use that anymore. And I've been meaning to get another one, but I actually want to try the Real Techniques, like their version of the beauty blender, because I've been hearing really good things about it, and it's also like less than half the price. So I've been meaning to pick that up. I just haven't gotten to Ulta. But yeah, so I definitely want to try that out. But if you don't have any tools, you can always just use your fingers. They're actually like one of the best things to blend like products out on your face because your fingertips are warm. So it really warms up the product and makes it go on even more smoothly and consistently, I guess. So yeah, you can always just use your fingers. Next, I'm just going to be setting my face. I'm using my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. I love this stuff. I have been using it for years. I use it in pretty much every single makeup video that I do. I just love it. It really does set your makeup so well, very matte, and it's inexpensive, so can't beat that. Now that I'm looking nice and pale and washed out, I'm going to use some bronzer to warm my skin back up, bring the life back into it, and I'm going to be using a MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and this is in medium deep. I used to use this all the time. It's actually like almost completely gone, and recently I've just kind of brought it back out because it's just like a really nice, like rich, warm bronzer. So I'm just using this big fluffy brush from Sigma. This is the large powder brush, and I'm just going to very lightly just kind of dust this on the outer portions of my face. I'm going to be using the Anastasia of Beverly Hills Contour Kit. I'm going to be using this middle shade right here, just a little bit. And I love this brush because it literally just gets right in there and you like don't even have to do any work. It really does it for you. This is hands down my favorite contouring brush I've ever found, and I've tried a lot. So I'm just going to be kind of carving out my cheekbones a little bit. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of that same color and just put a little bit up here. And then just a little bit on the top of my forehead, just to make everything seamless. And yeah, so that's it for the contouring. Moving on to blush. And the blush I'm going to be using is the ColourPop Cheerio, and I mentioned this in my fall favorites video. It's obviously also what I was wearing in that video, but I am obsessed with this blush. I love it so much. You may be freaked out that this looks like super dark, but it goes on so beautifully and it just gives you this like gorgeous rosy wash of color. It's just so pretty. So I do use a blush brush to apply this because I find that it's much more sheer. These products are best applied with your fingertips because they're really, really creamy. But I don't want this to be like super pigmented on my cheeks. Again, like I said, I just want that light wash. So I will just get a little bit on my brush and then just kind of move it onto my cheeks. And this I kind of build up since it is so sheer when you use a brush. Just look how pretty that is. It's just like the perfect blush color. I don't know, I just love it. So that is it for my new favorite blush. Now moving on, I'm just going to pop on a little bit of highlighter. This is the Becca highlighter in Moonstone, and this is just a really pretty like champagne color. And a little bit of this goes a long way, so you do not need a lot. I'm just going to dust this on the very tops of my cheekbones and kind of just blend it around a little bit. So as you can see, it just gives a really gorgeous glow. Okay, so moving on to the eyes. For this look, it's actually really simple, and it's another ColourPop product that I'm going to be using. I also mentioned this in my fall favorites, and I was also wearing it in that video. So this is the color Sequin, and it is just this really, really, really pretty, rich kind of copper. It's just gorgeous. So like I said earlier, these products are best applied with your fingertips, so I'm just going to be getting some on my finger. And like, do you see that? Like, look how pretty it is. So that is the shadow. It's so pretty. I just absolutely love it. And if you have blue eyes like I do, it's just going to make them pop so much. So with that same finger, I'm just going to very lightly blend out your crease. Just start to. Just a little bit. You don't want this color going really above your crease at all, or else it's just going to start to look weird. So just very lightly start the blending process with your finger. Very lightly. Next, I'm going to take this shadow right here. This is Makeup Geek Creme Brulee, and this is hands down my holy grail crease shadow. I use this on an everyday basis. Like if I'm wearing very light makeup, I will use this in my crease, and that's it. Or if I'm wearing very heavy makeup, I use this color in my crease to blend all of the other colors out. Like I use this every single time I do my makeup, and that's not even an exaggeration. So I'm just going to use this Sigma tapered blending brush. This is just a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to dip it in that color. And we're just going to start to blend that color out on the crease. You can also do this before you put the red on and then just go back in with a little bit, which usually is what I do. I think I was just really excited to use that eyeshadow and just kind of jumped right into that. But either way, as long as you get it blended out, it doesn't really matter. There are no rules to this makeup thing, really. So that's it for the eyes. I absolutely love the shadow. I can't get enough of it. I just think it looks so pretty. And like, it's red. Like, I basically have red eyeshadow on, but it just looks so good. Like, I don't know. I'm totally into it. So next I am just going to take a little bit of that same Creme Brulee shadow and just put a little tiny bit of it on my lower lash line. I don't like to go crazy and make my lower lash line super dark because my eyes are small, and I think it just accentuates the fact that they are small. So I'm just going to take a little bit on this Sigma short shader brush. It's just this little guy. And I'm just going to place a little bit of it on the lash line just to give it a little bit of definition, but nothing really that crazy. Next, I'm going to be applying a little bit of winged liner. I have finally found my perfect way to apply liquid liner, where it's literally perfect every time. I can essentially not mess it up. It always looks good, and it's actually a lot faster when I do it this way. So what I do first is I go in with the Maybelline gel liner. This is just in Blackest Black. with a Sigma small angled brush, and I will put most of the winged liner on with this, and then I will go back in with my NYX liquid liner just to kind of clean it up and make everything super dark and black. And I think the combination of using the liquid liner and the brush allows me to get that perfect wing that's not messy, that's not crooked, they both match. It's just, I don't know why I didn't start doing this a long time ago. I'm going to zoom you guys in real quick so you can see closer up how I do this. So first things first, I'm going to be using the gel liner and this angled brush, and I'm going to dip this in the gel liner and like really get it coated in this liner. Like really get that brush saturated with this stuff. And then now that it's like really kind of almost like clumpy, what you're going to do is like kind of just brush it out on the edges, get the excess off, and get that brush to like a really pointed, all the bristles like in one direction. Okay, so we're gonna start with that. So first what I do is create the flicks with this brush on both eyes before I even do anything else. So what I'm gonna do is I turn the brush so that the longer pointed end is like facing in towards my eye, so I can just go whoop and make a flick. So you want the flick to line up with your lash line, so it comes up like that. So there's one flick. Two flicks. So now I have two flicks on either eye. Then I'm just going to go back in and just kind of draw a line from the tip of that flick across my eye, and then I will fill it in. So this line is like not at all perfect and not even like completely filled in, but we're gonna go back in with that liquid liner and make it super perfect. And I think that's the reason why this technique works so well for me, is because if I try and use this brush for the whole thing, it's just a little too big for my eyelid and I end up making it too thick or too messy. But then when I use just the liquid liner to do the whole thing, I can never get the wings or like the flicks to be perfect. So using this brush as a guide is like excellent for that aspect, but then filling it in completely with this teeny little skinny brush is perfect. So combining the two together, it's just like the best way to do it in my opinion. It works the best for me. So that is the completed liner. I think that it works just so well doing these two different steps. It may seem like that would take a while doing two different steps, but I can actually do it much faster this way because I use like the best aspects of both of those techniques, so it allows me just to move much more quickly. Then I'm going to take just a little bit of mascara and put that on my lower lashes. I have lash extensions, so I don't generally put mascara on my upper lashes. So we are almost done. The very last step is to do our lips. I'm going to be starting off with the Jordana Easy Liner in Plum Plush, and I'm just going to be lining the outside of my lips and filling them in just a bit. Last step is my new favorite red lipstick. This is the Maybelline Color Blur in Partner in Crimson. It is a matte red lipstick and it's like in a stick form, so it's super easy to apply, and these are probably the most comfortable matte lipsticks I've ever tried. Even though they are matte, they are super creamy and feel really nice and silky on your lips and don't completely dry them out like a lot of other matte lipsticks do. So that is it for this fall makeup tutorial. I hope that you guys like this look, and I also hope that you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up because it really, really helps me out. And also, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure to do that because then you will never miss any of my upcoming videos. I put up new videos every week, so you want to make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any. That is all I have for this video. Again, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!